Do y'all have the same allegiance for your family members the way y'all riding for Trump? It's been a week. It has been a week. It's I, Melissa. So anyway, if you can see by the title, there's so much that I want to discuss. And so I'm just coming. I just said, you know what, let's go live and chit chat it up, because I'm seeing so much, especially surrounding this Trump Lysol Bleachgate. And when I say his people, his diehard supporters. I'm not talking about just a regular supporter. I'm talking about diehard supporters have already started with their foolishness and mayhem about what they have and haven't said, what he didn't say and everything else, when we literally have the audio. We literally were watching. It has nothing to do with everyone else being brainwashed by the fake news and all this other stuff. No one's brainwashed. We heard what we heard. Okay, so if you're like, okay, maybe you were living under a rock for the past week, I don't know, and you're like, okay, what happened? What are you talking about, Melissa? Okay. Here it is. At a press briefing, as you can see, I got this a couple of days ago. At yesterday's White House briefing, President Trump speculated that the coronavirus could be stopped with injections of disinfectant. Yes, y'all. That's where we're at. That's literally where we're at. If you have not watched the video, I was going to link it here. I'm not even going to go there. He literally said it. And of course, like I said, his diehard people, like I saw a meme today and they were like, oh, he didn't say that. Yes, he did. He did say it. And he tweeted out, oh, I wasn't talking to the doctor. Well, again, we have the video. Not only were you talking to the doctor, but you were looking at her. You looked at her and said her name. I mean, the gaslighting that happens with this man is just absolutely incredible. And the insulting gall that some of his supporters would like to suggest, like, oh, we don't have sense enough to come to a conclusion because we are watching his lives. So it's like, oh, you guys are fake news. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Leave a comment down below. If you're one of his supporters, please, this is a safe place. Just explain to me how you think that, and I have some very educated friends and some very aware and very knowledgeable friends and family. Please explain to me, leave a comment, inbox me, text me. Some of you have my phone number. Please tell me how you think. You know me as an educated, intelligent person, and everyone else that I know why on earth do you think that we are succumbing to fake news when we're watching the broadcast? I'll wait, not that long. Okay, I'm gonna go on. So, of course, after this big presser, he starts a storm. Lysol comes in and they're like, please do not. Y'all don't do that. That's not what our products are for. Please do not ingest the darn Lysol. Okay. So Lysol literally had to chime in because the president of the United States decided to suggest testing for Lysol and bleach to kill the corona. That's what he said. And in good old Trump fashion, the very next day, what do y'all think he said? Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I'm a couple of days late. I didn't go live right away. You already know what he said. I didn't say that. I was being sarcastic. If you watch the broadcast, the Trump rally, as I like to name it, as I did, you know good and well he was very, very, very serious when he said it. And it's really insulting that he has the gall, the nerve to suggest that we do not have the intelligence to read his body language, to read his tone, and to read the words and to hear the words that were coming out of his mouth. And we know what he was saying. So that's that. Like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that. Like, he's absolutely, it's insulting at this point. It's been, you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. It's been insulting, but now this every day, I mean, I said it, but I didn't say it. I'm gonna say it, but I didn't say it. No. Nope. No, listen, it's not gonna work on me. Okay, I'll put it to you that way. Like, I am an intelligent person. I don't go to the news just for a sound bite. I'm actually watching live with what you're saying. So, as a matter of fact, so it leads me to a point. So when I was preparing for this live, I saw breaking news that I guess he said that he wasn't going to do any more pressers anymore. That's probably wise. Like, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think if he's not an expert on COVID, if he's not, he should not speak to the medical part. Speak to the presidential side of it. Stay out of that other stuff. Let them discuss what they're going to do, what treatments they're going to do, whatever. But I am all for him not holding any more Trump presser rallies, whatever we're going to call them. So kudos to you, Trump. If that's what you are deciding to do, that is wonderful, because then we won't have any misinformation and you just won't look ignorant in front of the people of America. So I'm tabling that. Those of you that just feel like every time someone doesn't agree with Trump, we are giving into the fake news. Text me, leave a comment, inbox me, tell me what on earth is your reasoning behind that. The majority of the people can listen to what he says and rightly divide. Like, we can reason and we hear what he's saying. So this whole, oh, you're giving it to the fake news. Like, what? Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. God. I said something today, and it was so funny because with the Trump Lysolgate, of course, Trump came right back and was like, I didn't say that. I was being sarcastic. That's what he said. That what he did. The new thing that he's saying that he didn't say was that he didn't call Corona a hoax. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But anyway, like, how is this real life? Like, so it's just interesting to see how his people will spin with him. And I made a comment today on somebody's post, and if she's watching, no offense, girl, but I'm sorry. You posted that meme or whatever it was, and it was crazy misinformation as far as I'm concerned. And it's not even as far as I'm concerned. Like, so basically, you had Lysolgate, and there's this meme going around, and it was like, oh, you guys keep listening to the fake news. He didn't say to inject yourself. And like, it was this whole thing, right? So myself and other people on the person's comment thing, they were like, no, we heard what he said. And as a matter of fact, here's a direct quote from the White House transcript. And sure enough, he called her name and he said what he said, and that was that. And so I say that to say, again, it's just absolutely amazing how dismissive some people can be. It makes me wonder how their marriages are. It makes me wonder how their children are. It makes me wonder how their relationships are. Because, yes, I am judging. I don't go hard for my husband like that. I'm sorry. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm going to say you're wrong. I may not say you're wrong publicly. I may not blast you, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit up there and have this allegiance. I really do be wondering, do y'all have the same allegiance for your family members the way y'all riding for Trump? Like, for real. Real talk. Real talk. Because if I was a Trump supporter, an extreme supporter, because that's what I like to call it. If I was an extreme supporter married to someone who didn't support, and then I didn't ride hard for my spouse the way I do Trump, something's wrong with that. That's crazy. That's so crazy to me. Like, my kids are not always right. I'm not always right. I'm not always the biggest and the brightest in the room. My kids are not always the fastest. My kid, and trust me, that's a whole nother conversation, because some of y'all can't handle that. Y'all cannot handle your kids not being the brightest in the room. But anyway, my husband's not always right. I am not always right. My children are not always right. How is it that Trump is always right to these people? And I made a comment going back to that post. I made a comment and I told her, I was like, listen, Trump can crap on y'all. And y'all will be like, thank you for the chocolate. That was so great. Lemonade PP. Like, that's how, to me, that's how you guys are. And it's weird. It's the weirdest thing ever. Because as much as I love Michelle Obama, she was not always right. I didn't always like what she wore. I didn't always like what she said. I didn't always, these aren't perfect people. As much as I liked Obama, I didn't agree with everything that he did. I didn't agree with every policy. He didn't always say everything right. I wanted him to do some things that he didn't do, but I'm okay with that. And the other part about that is I am completely okay with someone who doesn't agree with me. I don't have to call them names. See, I'm going into a tangent because, I'm venting because this is just kind of exhausting how, some of his supporters are. Like it's wow. My realtor, he's a Trump supporter. It was so funny. This is how my experience with most Trump supporters are. First of all, they assume you're not a Trump supporter, and they don't know me. Like, you don't even know. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, Apprentice Trump, that was my dude. I don't know who this person is. Like, I don't even know. Okay, so maybe it was the power of editing. I don't even know. And I've actually heard other people say that, like, the Trump that I knew pre-White House, this is not him. So that's neither here nor there. Not even going to even bring up the fact that he said, hey, if I ever run for president, I'm going to be a Republican, and I can shoot somebody down Fifth Avenue, whatever he said, and y'all will believe it. And because they're crazy. Like, that's what he said. That's a direct quote. Like, not a direct quote, but that's a general quote. So anyway, I'm not even talking about that. I don't know anybody that's perfect and right all the time. Like, crazy. So my realtor, he was talking, he was like, well, I would add you to my personal page, but I don't know. And I was like, what is there to know? Like, I don't understand. Well, I support Trump. And I said, okay, what's your point? Like, if we develop a relationship, why would you supporting Trump make me not want to be on your Facebook page? And so I went and I said, here's the thing. I don't care if you support Trump, but if you're demeaning, you're crass as he is, and you're a jerk, I may have a problem with it, and I'll let you know. And he was like, and I said, and then we began to talk, whatever. And I'm gonna tell you, he is the first Trump supporter that I ever spoke to. Extreme supporter. He is the first one that I ever spoke to that said, you know what? I know how he is, and I don't like it. And I was like, then why do you support him? And his answer was, it's his policy. He likes his policy. I said, but let's talk about this and let's take it a step further. Some of his policies I definitely benefit from, but that doesn't mean that I can't be empathetic for somebody that he's going after. Okay, first of all. Second of all, there's a way to do and say things. So why is it that you will want this person with all this perfect policy to represent you? I said, that's my point. I don't like the fact that Trump represents America. Okay. He can have the best policy, foreign policy, and this and that, all this other stuff. But ultimately, I don't like the fact that this is who, for whatever reason, I have several reasons, and I'm not going to get into it. In a general sense, what I told him, I said, you know what? I've coached sports. My kids have been in sports, obviously, and I've done sports. And of course, I've worked jobs and I've had bosses and been a boss. Here's the thing. We would not put up with anyone speaking to us the way he does. We would not put up with that at all. If a coach, a principal, or anyone else spoke to your children the way the president, who is the ultimate example for your children, you should lose it, because I've seen it. As a cheer coach, you guys can't even, some of these parents couldn't even take their kids not being in the front. God forbid you made them run. God forbid you told them they needed to stretch more and lose weight or whatever. Like, they couldn't handle it. But yet, these are the same people that will write the principal, the activities director, and everything else to complain, about the behavior of the coach or the principal or the teacher. I mean, I've written letters about teachers. Oh, yes, for sure. But at the same time, If y'all can't take that, how can you take this crass of a man? So I'm going to end right there.